I invite you to add this practice to your normal. A moon salutation is a different flow than we traditionally engage. It balances your whole system left to right and focuses on the breadth of a full moon. We're feeling this space around us. Two are a great break to rebalance in the day. We're going to take longer this time to talk about the poses, but yesterday we posted a recording of 2 within 11 minutes and 11 seconds. I invite you to make it normal. Stand, hips distance. You turn your toes slightly in. Once you've done that, the outside edge is roughly straight, but it's more important you feel comfortable. So lean forward and back onto the balls of the feet, onto the heels. You should be able to spread your toes, leverage, lean, feel what it's like. Imagine you have to hold the floor with your feet. It's likely you couldn't do that yet, but indigenous peoples know how to do this all the time. They climb trees, gripping branches with their toes. We're trying to reclaim some of this. Now tuck your tailbone. Watch me here. Tucking your tailbone, feel these movements. When you tuck it, it's like if you had a tail and you're bringing it down and under. And what it does is it opens the hips slightly out, draws the abdomen in, and opens energy through the root. So you can stick your butt out, and then you tuck it under. Now, it's not the same as just moving your butt forward. It's a tuck that opens the hips, rotates them a little. I want you to really play with this in your practices sometimes, so you get good at feeling how this unites your spine and lengthens your lower back. Arch, flat, arch, flat. So you tuck your tail when we're standing in mountain. You open the energy up, and you can feel the tuck, energy up, follow with your arms, inhale, prayer at the heart. We're always sort of exhaling down. You turn your hands, and as they start to rise, you inhale. Meet, pause until you're done, and then exhale down. Now keep doing that a couple times. Feel the rhythm. Your pace, with an emphasis on your lungs driving this pace. When we do this at the beginning of a practice, we're emphasizing the whole body as an extension of the breath. It is, in many ways, the most important thing we're doing. It's better that you sit and do this with your arms for an entire practice than that you move without an awareness of your breath. Next time down, stay at your heart. See if you can stand with a little more ease. Spread those toes a bit more. Get ready. Inhale up. If you want, lift your heels. And we're going to practice this a couple times. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Find your balance. Do it a little. What can you do that's within your range to challenge without falling over? Couple more. And maybe your challenge is to lean your weight. That's fine. One more. Now, next up, Don't do this if it doesn't work for you. We're making a big change. You're going all the way up. Stay up and breathe a couple times. Reach through your shoulders. We're going to start lateral movements. I want you to realize what a big deal this is. We were being symmetrical. Now we're going to be left to right. I'm going to exhale, lean to one side. Only lean a little. Just a little. Then inhale to center. Exhale to the other side. Now you keep doing this at your pace. And you're going to explore going slightly deeper each time. But don't go much further than the last one. As soon as you feel a profound pinch, anywhere from your toes to your fingertips, I want you to stop and breathe. Let your breath show you how this can be more coherent. There's a long line of energy. This is a brilliant pose to practice this in. There's a line from your fingertip to your toes. One line. It shows you where energy gets stuck. So stop when the energy pinches and let your breath help you realign your balance, your weight, the engagement of muscles that are helping with the temperance of muscles that are working too hard. One more, each side. We're going to come back to center. Exhale, prayer at the heart. Inhale, hands down. Now watch me first here, all right? Hands down, I'm bending my knees. I want you to enjoy this. I really like this. Hands down, bending my knees. And then just a little hop. You don't have to do it that way, but see if you comfortably can. Now, trust where you hopped to. Trust that. That's easy and natural. Be here. If you want to make it bigger, take a couple breaths. Breathe. Starting to feel antsy. I know I could go deeper, but don't do it yet. Feel. And then I'll go a little further. Now I'm going to trust where I am now. Move to the balls of my feet, spread my toes, lift my heels, walk my way into the ground, really feel strength into the ground. Now I stay and sink, breathe in goddess. Now the arms should just sort of naturally pop up. They're not working. If they're working, leave them down. Seriously. Don't use them if they're distracting you. They should be an extension of the strength coming up through your legs. Your legs are what's doing the work here. Your arms can sometimes be like, oh, it's hard to hold myself up. Then put it down. It's not really harder unless you're out of coherence with your foundation. So when I'm strong, first of all, I have to be as broad as my challenge. This roots me. Then out of this strength, I'm pushing into the ground, then gripping with my toes. I'm feeling that strength rise up through my root. My arms just come up out of it. They're just hanging out. Because there is coherence between my arms and legs, it's easy. Then I can feel that same strength in my hands. My hands are like, I'm not doing the work. Good job, feet. Now I feel this ferociousness. I'm united. Breathe here. Another breath. Now turn to one side. Put your arms down. Reverse warrior has one of two positions. Now, watch me first here. There are two major broad positions with a bent knee. One is square to this side of the mat. The other is square to the long side of the mat. My hips are pointing this way. This might seem obvious, but really pay attention to it. My hips are pointing this way. My hips are pointing this way. In poses with your hips pointing this way, you really have to concentrate on rooting this back leg. You can get lost in the front one and kind of collapse. You want to keep this hip back squared. If it collapses, you're in between the two frameworks. You totally lose stability. Somebody could just push me and I'd fall over. Or this way. Now when I root, my legs can work together. If I collapse, my legs aren't working together. They're pushing my body in different ways. When they're here, now I push both feet into the ground. Now here's the funny part. You might have to broaden your stance. It's not harder, it's easier until you feel them working together. Now I feel them working together. Push down through that heel, spread those back toes. When I push here, it goes right into this leg. When I push here, it goes right into this leg. They're in unity. Out of this foundation. Now, last thing to be aware of, right here. This is a sacred spot. Iyengar would say, how are you going to find God if you can't find the muscles above your knee? I didn't get it at the time. It's funny. This is such a powerful point of focus. You activate here, you straighten the whole leg. You straighten the whole leg, it goes through the hip into your core, you get a lot stronger. All thanks to this. So back off the pose, activate here, feel that power, and out of this power, you're a warrior. We're digesting trauma. We're digesting karma. We're digesting gunk rather than sending it out into the world.
And to clarify, your hips are aligned with the wide side of the mat?
Yes, they're like this. And if you don't feel, if you feel this collapse, back off, reprioritize. This is the priority. Then you feel foundation, and just ignore the arms until you get this right. If you feel any major tension, I feel this, believe it or not, I lengthen my stance. And I can feel support from my back leg. Focus on getting this right, then you lift out of it. Now we're spending a lot of time in these poses. It gets easier when you do it quicker, but I want you to learn these fundamentals. Walk your way a little closer, straighten your legs.
And was your chest also aligned with the wide side of the mat?
Pretty much. Once you do this, whoa, once you do this, you have to concentrate on keeping this back shoulder down too. So you want to resist the urge to twist. And this plane holds you. So this arm's aligned over the back leg, this arm's aligned over the front knee. And it's really powerful. And thank you for asking. Now, next, reverse triangle. I want you to be present with something beautiful about this. Moons, at the full moon and the new moon, the reversing of the cycle. The moon was building, now the moon is going back down. We're doing two reverse poses, reverse warrior and reverse triangle. Now this one is where people go too far, usually. So I want you to really prepare to be restrained. We're squaring this way on the mat at first, but then we're twisting. So you're grounding the back heel, you're grounding the front heel. Both straight. So we're working with these muscles above the knee. Straight. Now I'm going to twist. And I really want you to feel you're starting this way in the triangle stance, but then you're twisting the hips. When you twist the hips, watch how it affects the foot. You might want to step it a little further this way now. That's okay. Use the foundation first. Now, the ultimate goal is to get this arm across your body. But really, put it here first, and then lift this arm first. Back out. Come in and feel your balance. Back out. Stabilize the foundation. Come in. Come out. You want to feel the foundation first. The temptation is to overemphasize the upper body, and then you over-rely on what wasn't there, and the foundation starts to collapse. So step out even further, make it a little smaller, and try again. And gradually, you find a way to get deeper. Now, at a certain point, you just decide for today, this is as deep as I go, and then you breathe. And you don't strain for more. You get into an edge, and you breathe, and then you're using your breath from the inside to address your tensions. Now you may find you have more room, so you can step your heel back a little if you have that available. You may be able to lift your arm a little higher, but keep your breath deep and strong and let it show you where the muscles need help. Now, that pose is awesome. Be aware it's intense and back out when you need to. Lean and slowly come down. Low lunge. Oh, this pose is powerful. But it doesn't work unless you get your foundation right. You are on the top of your foot and ankle. I want you to have so much strength there that you can feel lifting your weight a little bit off this knee. Now, you're not lifting the knee yet. You're just right there, slightly shifting the weight, which does something really big. It means there's a line through your knee to the ankle. Now, the knee's still touching, but I want you to feel this difference where here, my foot's not doing anything. The weight's down through the knee. That's not where you want to rest. You want to get that ankle helping. Get that top of the foot with the toes pushing down strong. Then, other foot. You might need to step it a bit apart. You don't want to collapse the hips. Your hips distance apart here. Now I'm really feeling this. Moving around. And eventually, you want a sense that both legs are working equally. At first, the temptation is to be on your knee, mostly. We're shifting that from foot to foot. And then the knee's in the middle, just offering stability. And out of this foundation, now again, temptation is to be too much up here. Who cares? Don't do it. Better to not do the arms. If you feel your foundation solidly, You come out of it. And then at a certain point, you stop adjusting and you breathe. And you come down. Now look, you are welcome to rest in any of these in-between points. You are welcome to bring your arms down whenever you need and learn. I want you to see how I'm doing this. Coming down. All of this is valuable. Stay conscious. You're going from on the knee and top of the foot, on the side of the foot, foot up. Now this can be challenging. So you're welcome to stay right here and walk from here to the other side. You're welcome to stay right here and come to here. Stay conscious, breathe. And if it's available, you shift from the side of the foot to the heel. Now this is intense. So you can put your hands down and you should feel in this hip. As you rotate this hip up, you do something that's hard to get at in any other way. It's really, really beneficial. But again, if it's too much on the knee, if the hips don't have it, don't go for it. Now I've got weight on my hands. I don't have to, but as long as you need to. And once you're in these squatting positions, stare. Use the focus of a drishti to really help you deepen your fierce presence. Another couple breaths. Now you come here. Now again, this is standard. This is next. Heels next. There's a yoga challenge going around. Stay on your heels for half an hour. People all over the world chop vegetables like this. I want you to think this could be normal. How could it be normal? You have to sort of move around. Imagine you moved, this is like how to move around. I'm going to do this. Feel that. Makes it seem a little less dramatic to sit here for a bit. Lean, come forward. Low lunge, other stack. Now we're going to move through them a little faster after all the setup. But give yourself permission to do the same things, adjusting, discovering these poses if they're less familiar to you. This foot moving back, twist the whole leg into the hip. I want you to feel the value of that. Really relieving tensions that are hard to get at. Slowly rotating. Low lunge. Now I bruised my ankle on this side. I bruised my knee on this leg. So I am really emphasizing strength through my foot and ankle. There's like no weight on my knee. It's really easy for me to just lift it. You don't have to lift it to feel that potential. And then sense how the legs work together. There's a sweet spot leaning forward and back once the feet are placed well. where those legs are really helping each other. They're like grippers holding the ground. And then out of this, down, up. You come all the way up. Triangle. Now you start with the Y triangle stance, hip back. I want you to feel it from here. I want you to realize what's happening. Your hips are squared long. Your hips are going to turn. When the hips turn, it's likely you want to replant this back ankle, back heel a little bit more of an angle. You always want to be grounding that back heel. If you come up on the balls of the back foot, you've totally lost your foundation. So adjust it till you feel it. The heel should be nothing more than parallel to the inside of the foot. If it's too far back so that the heel is aiming at the arch, you're really going to lose it when you twist. So move this a little more towards the long side of the mat. And that gives you space to reverse the triangle. But before you do, work with some straightness. Now, it doesn't have to be perfect. The goal of straight legs is not what it looks like. It's channeling energy through the leg all the way. If your knee's bent to the point where it kinks the line of energy, you've lost a lot of power. You've lost significant parts of your foundation. So it's okay if there's a little arch here, but feel a straight line all the way out of the ground, through the knee, through the hip, into here. Sense this line. This line is sacred. This line, sacred. You keep these triangles strong. You keep this triangle with these sides of the triangle strong. When you turn, the lines unify. Think about this. If the line from this leg and this leg unify, big power. If the lines are broken, you're fractured, you have pressures imbalancing you like this. That's why alignment matters. It's not about how you're seen or judged. It's about how the power flows in your body. Now grip with the toes and start this twist. As you do, give yourself permission to reset. You're prioritizing the foundation. And as you twist, you're squeezing yourself out like wringing a rag. That's what twists are for. They're like twisting out tensions you can't get at. So we give ourselves this twist to cleanse. And then you get to a point where you just go as deep as you comfortably can, and then you use your breath to move the energy. Slowly inhale your way up, turn, and you just ground those heels, bend the knees. Here you are back at goddess. Now play around with it always. Where does it feel alive? You want to feel like a creature here. You're a sacred creature. Broaden those toes, gripping the ground from balls to heel of the feet, up. Always asking this question. You know, we've got a spring now. The knees are bent. So now you're thinking in terms of a spring. You're a spring, and you want the power to unite in your navel. So lean, feel that. When you think you've got a good grasp of it, out of the foundation, the arms come up. And really, if you get the foundation well, you can hang out here for a while. Until you get it well, explore to get it. Once you get it, it's really fun. Temptation to overwork here. So lean, bring the back. We're centering this. You want to be a unified spring, not a straining hamstring or a straining quad. Now we're going to do 3 lions. It's your pace. But watch me first, all right? Because this is really cool. In the same way we're saying foundation, arms out of the foundation, we're saying foundation, base out of this foundation. So you're feeling the strength down in goddess. You're sinking in goddess to get more of the power up through your roots. And then you're feeling it rise into this fierce face. And when you do the face, you're trying to strain as many muscles in your face as you can. You open the jaw, you look up. So you're straining the eyes, the forehead, the cheeks, the jaw, all the way down into your neck, and all from the power of the root. Then the tongue goes out and you growl silently. Inhaling. Now, it's okay to have a little noise to it. Now you. Hands too. And you let it go. You walk your way in. Inhale. You lean to one side, the other side. Inhale. Exhale. Just feel this. Tuck that tail. Tucking the tail brings energy up through the root, through the sacral, into the navel. Energy from the navel can convert into energy in the heart. It changes each step. Get it into your heart. Ask yourself, what is important for you to do the rest of your day? Namaste.